What's going on, guys? It's your boy Poison Akami here. Me, myself, and I back at it again with another video, and today's video is going to be a discussion video, nice little discussion topic based on the Naruto Storm games. So this video, actually just before I talk to you guys about features that I miss from older Storm games, and then you guys can actually tell me in the comment section the features that you miss and what features you would like to be brought back into Naruto Storm 4. So one feature that I definitely missed were all the cancel opportunities from Naruto Storm Generations. Naruto Storm Generations had the ability where you could actually do a tilt, cancel out of the tilt by jumping out of it, and then you can jump out of it into literally anything else, be it another tilt, a grab, or even a jutsu or ultimate jutsu. It was incredible. This made combos for Generations extremely powerful and extremely fun to do because you can go into a combo, go into a character's tilt, jump out from the combo into a jutsu or an ultimate jutsu. It was actually quite incredible. I really loved doing it. And then from Storm 3, I'd have to say that another mechanic that I actually heavily miss was the awakening, or the instant awakening mode, I should say, from some of the characters. See, Naruto Storm 3, those of you who haven't played it, has instant awakening mode. Now, if any of you have played Revolution, then you may be familiar with it. Instant awakening mode was a mode where you can instantly go into an awakening state just with the flick of the right analog stick. With this, it gave you a slight little power buff of speed and I believe a bit of like attack buff. But the main usage for it was actually just increasing your movement, basically layering attacks. So what I would do, for example, is that I would throw like Shuriken or Chakra Shuriken with a character, instantly go into Awakening and follow up with a very quick Jutsu to layer on top of it. It was basically Storm 3's ways of layering moves and attacks on top of each other, and it was very, very useful. In Revolution, this mechanic was still in there. However, they nerfed the Instant Awakening because what they would do is every time you went into Instant Awakening, they deplete the health, the Chakra Bar. In Storm 3, the Chakra Bar would just begin depleting very slowly, but in Instant Awakening mode in Revolution, it would take a chunk of Instant Awakening and then deplete it slowly from there. Once you get out of Instant Awakening mode, the game would wait about like a few seconds for the Chakra Bar to actually go back up again. So what they did is in Revolution is that they made it so that Instant Awakening wouldn't be abused so much as it was in Storm 3. However, I say Storm 3 for Instant Awakening because obviously that's where it was at its most strongest. It was incredibly good and I really loved it. And characters like Shino used Instant Awakening the best. The fact that he had the ability to go into his combos, into Shuriken, and then you can like basically go into Instant Awakening from that was absolutely incredible and made him a super, super fun and pressurizing character. Absolutely loved it. And then those of you who actually played Storm 3, once again, another mechanic that I actually really missed were the air tilts. So back in Storm 3, your character can actually perform an air tilt with absolute ease. It's just a case of double jumping in the air or even single jumping, ninja moving, and then whilst you're ninja moving, you cancel the ninja move with your tilt. So back in Storm 3 days, you can cancel ninja move animations with tilt. This means you can do it whilst you're in the air as well. So there are many times I play as Shino, for example. Shino is going to be my prime example because I used him a lot back then and he was good for all the things I was talking about. I would use Shino, jump over people who had chakra dashed me, over their heads, ninja move very slightly and then quickly cancel that with his tilt and catch them with his tilt all the time, and then cancel that tilt with Shuriken because you can cancel tilts with Shuriken back then. So Shino was the perfect character to do all these things with, and I remember catching a lot of people off guard, especially chakra dashing opponents who never cancelled their chakra dashes. It was incredibly fun. And then another mechanic that I actually miss a lot is again from Storm 3. A lot of the mechanics from the games are from Storm 3 and Generations, but this one has to be the relay system. The relay cancel, I should say. The ability to stylishly cancel your combos, or you cancel your combos, but you can also cancel your pills and your item usage with relay cancels. You could throw Shuriken in between things and then cancel into relay, and it was incredible. You could actually do a tilt. So again, you could do a tilt with Shino, do the first part, throw Shuriken, and then cancel into relay. This was useful for other characters such as Danzo and Minato because you can throw Shuriken in between their tilts. But then if you held the circle button or the attack button, whatever that button may be for you, you could actually cancel the Shuriken animation to make it so they don't even throw the Shuriken. And it looks like you go from the tilt into relay, and then you can actually chakra dash or go into another tilt. It was absolutely incredible. It was a very stylish technique. Stylers used it a lot, but I actually used it a lot competitively because it just gave me more options into cancels and gave me more avenues into aggressive play. That being said, I can't actually think for many mechanics from Revolution that I really enjoyed. I did find it interesting that we could pick any character and then make them into an awakening type, because in Naruto Storm 3, only certain characters had instant awakening. For example, like characters that didn't have instant awakening, characters that I use a lot, are Sasuke and Itachi. Sadly, they didn't have instant awakening. If you want to awaken with them, then you just had to hold the triangle when the chakra bar is full, and then watch them transform into their awakening state. However, you had characters like, I think, Nagato, Hanzo, who could go into awakening state really easily, Kiba as well, very powerful, and Shino, and they became much better characters in the roster because of it. But with Revolution, the Awakening type actually got buffed. Well, not buffed. I mean, the Instant Awakening mode obviously got nerfed in terms of how it works and how it was applied to a character, but the interesting thing is that you can make any character into an Instant Awakening user, which meant that you can make characters like Sasuke and Itachi into Instant Awakening users. This actually made characters really fun to play as because they actually gave like hidden buffs for some characters. Itachi back then actually had the ability to do 3 fireballs in his Instant Awakening mode. So you could just quickly switch into Instant Awakening and throw 3 fireballs out into the field, making it harder for the opponent to sidestep those that are close to mid-range. Really, really incredible feat to do. But other than that, Revolution didn't really have any mechanics that I really enjoyed. I know that a lot of the competitive players from back then would say they really liked the implementation of Drive Type. Drive Type was the type where you would add on to your character to actually increase like more attack or more defense at the flick of your analog stick in any situation. It was pretty good because you could just go into defensive Drive Type, and then you'd have defensive supports. So basically how dash cut is in Naruto Storm 4, you can literally just turn that on at any point and then have your supports come down and protect you from chakra dashes at any point. And then the same goes for attack drive. You go to attack drive and then you can come in, they would attack next to you. And then I believe, if I remember rightly, during Drive Type, there was a cover fire technique. It just has like a passive ability for that, but I didn't use Drive Type enough in Revolution to really understand that, so I wouldn't really know too well. Obviously, out of the 3 modes, there were Ultimate Jutsu, Awakening, and Drive Type, but I only use Awakening mode and Ultimate Jutsu the most, but primarily I use the Instant Awakening mode on all of my characters because it just felt like such a fun, huge buff. But that's pretty much about it for the mechanics I actually enjoyed and missed from the older Storm games. Why don't you guys tell me which mechanics that you guys have really enjoyed? It may not even be mechanics. I know that in some of the older games, some characters had a slight alteration in movesets, such as Pain in the older games having his tilt be different. I remember in Generations, he didn't always have the Shinra Tensei tilt. Not the Shinra Tensei, sorry, the Universal Pull tilt. So I think it was Gens in Storm 3, Pain used to have like the crab tilt. And not only him, but other characters had slight changes in their moveset. I think Sage Mode Naruto also had a slight difference in Generations. So if there's any other mechanics or anything else that you guys really liked or really enjoyed, please be sure to tell me down in the comment section below, and let's get chatting about this, because I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I sit here and I play Storm 4, but I really do miss the old games. And maybe I might actually make some videos on the older Storm games. If you guys want to see me play some of the older Storm games like Storm 3, maybe Revolution, then be sure to let me know and I can get the ball rolling for you guys. As always, it's been your boy Poison Akami. Mata ne.